Okay, so for this work worksheet here, this work folder assignment, um, the idea is finding how many times bigger or how many times greater or larger something is than something else. Okay, not how much bigger or larger, but how many times larger. Okay, so the key word there being times. All right, so Bobby has $60 in his wallet, while Angel has 20. Okay, how many times more money does Bobby have than Angel? It doesn't ask you how much more. If it was how much more, you would say 40, right? 60 minus 20 is 40. But the key word here again is times. Okay, so we actually want to go backwards here, and we want to divide. Okay, so for example, Bobby has the bigger amount of money. Okay, so we're going to divide. The 60 is going to be the numerator. The larger amount is the numerator. Okay, so we're going to divide $60 divided by $20. Okay, and 60 divided by 20. 20 fits into 60 how many times? Right? You got 20, 40, and 60. Okay, so it fits in there 3 times. So you're dividing. Okay, so 60 divided by 20 is 3. So it's 3 times. Okay, 3 times more. Okay, so Bobby has 3 times more in his wallet, right, than Angel. 20 times 3 is 60. All right, let's take a look at number 2. How many times greater is 6 times 10 to the 7th than 3 times 10 squared? All right, so here's our bigger number. That's going to be our numerator. Okay, so I want to put numerator, and I want to put denominator. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and divide. We have 6 times 10 to the 7th divided by 3 times 10 squared. Okay, I do want you to set it up for full credit on this. So we're going to divide. We divide the coefficients. That gives you 3. Okay, and then we subtract the exponents, right? 7 minus 2 is 5. So this will be 3 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, times larger. Okay, so 6 times 10 to the 7th is 3 times 10 to the 5th larger than 3 times 10 squared. Okay, so next one, how many times larger is 6.85 times 10 to the 5th than 8.17 times 10 squared? Okay, so this is our numerator, okay, and this is our denominator. Okay, this is the bigger number. Notice they're both in scientific notation, and the 5, okay, is the larger exponent. So this is our numerator. Okay, so we're going to divide 6.85 times 10 to the 5th divided by 8.17 times 10 squared. I don't mind if you use a calculator on this. Okay, just kind of a messy number to divide there. I'm going to go ahead and hit clear. Okay, maybe get this out of the light a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and divide the 6.85. 6.85 divided by 8.17, and let's round this to 3 significant figures. Okay, so this will be 0.838, okay, times 10, and then for the 5 minus 2 is 3, so times 10 to the 3rd. Okay, division goes with subtraction for exponents. Okay, and now the last step here is this is not in scientific notation, so I want you to put it in scientific notation. Okay, so I'm going to make this number between 1 and 10, so I need to move the decimal right here, right? So this will be 8.38 times 10, and I went from 0.8 to 8, so the coefficient became bigger. The exponent then has to become smaller. Okay, it only became bigger by 1 place value, so the exponent is going to become smaller by 1. Okay, and it is that many times larger. Okay. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Number 6 says a grain of sand is 2.4 times 10 to the negative 3 inches. The diameter of the earth is 5.08 times 10 to the 3rd inches. How many times larger is the earth than a grain of sand? Okay, so the bigger number, the earth, or the diameter of the Earth, that's going to be our numerator. Okay, the grain of sand is our diameter. Okay, the bigger number is going to be the numerator. Okay, so I have 5.01 times 10 to the 8th divided by 2.4 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and divide this out. I got 5.01 divided by 2.4. Okay, and I divide that out, I get 2.08. Let's just go with 2.08. I know I'm not rounding correctly here, but I'm just going to 2.08. Okay, and then times 10. Then I have 8 minus negative 3. Okay, 8 minus a negative 3 for the exponent. So I'm going to use so on this. So that's same 8 opposite plus opposite positive 3. Okay, so 8 plus 3 then, right? 8 minus a negative 3 is the same as 8 plus 3. 8 plus 3 then is 11. 8 minus a negative 3 is 11. So this is times 10 to the 11. Okay, and that's how many times larger the Earth is than a grain of sand. Okay, yes, the diameter. All right, so for number 7, I'll do one last one with you here. The mass of a basketball is 5 times 10 to the negative 1 kilograms. This is a typo. This should be the mass of a speck of dust is 7.53 times 10 to the negative 10. How many times larger is the basketball than the speck of dust? All right, so the basketball, that is has the bigger mass, right? Negative 1's bigger than negative 10. This is going to be our numerator. This is going to be our denominator. So let's go ahead and divide this out. So 5 times 10 to the negative 1 divided by 7.53 times 10 to the negative 10. So let's go ahead and divide. Okay, 5 divided by 7.53. 5 divided by 7.53. And that gives us 0.664. Okay, so 0.664. Okay, so I got 0.664. And then I need my exponent for the scientific notation. So I'm going to go ahead and do negative 1 minus a negative 10. Okay, so I have to do same opposite opposite. That's negative 1 plus positive 10. Negative 1 plus positive 10 is a positive 9. So that's going to be my exponent. Okay, and again on this one, this is not in scientific notation yet. Let's put it in scientific notation. I want the decimal between the two sixes, but for a number between 1 and 10, 6.64. I went from a 0.6 to a 6. Okay, so the coefficient became bigger, so my exponent has to become smaller. It became bigger by 1 place value, so my exponent is going to become smaller by 1 number. Okay, so 6.64 times 10 to the 8th.